Welcome, everybody, back to the Ox Sports Podcast. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button if you could. It really helps me out. I really would appreciate it. Michigan fans, so where we at? Where we at? Are we where you thought we would be 1-1 after the Texas game? I know some people thought we'd be 2-0, but probably most people after watching week one was looking at that 1-1 record. I was, and I'm a huge Michigan fan. But I try to look at things honestly and fairly. I try to not let my fandom have me thinking otherwise. I just wanted to get on today. I just wanted to talk to my Michigan family, my Michigan fans, and give you my honest opinion on what I think. And starting off, man, I think we're in trouble. I really do. I think changes need to be made just to see what we have. And of course, I'm starting at the quarterback spot with Davis Warren. Now, we are not 1-1 because of Davis Warren. It's not what I'm saying. But the way we look is because of Davis Warren. There's only certain plays we can run because of the offensive line that we lost. I mean, let's be real. We're trying to replace a whole offensive line. A quarterback who was a top 10 pick, one of the top 3 running backs Michigan has ever had. We're trying to replace all this along with our 2 leading receivers on the team. And it doesn't look good. I think Coach Moore is trying to keep the same recipe. Smash, 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 run the ball. Let's be tough. Let's just shove it down your throat, no matter how the game is going. You can't do that right now. And I'm not saying that this team eventually can't end up like that, but you can't do it right now. You need time. You need time for that line to grow together, and you need time to see what you have offensively. And we've seen through 2 games how we look against a okay team in Fresno State and against an elite team in Texas. And we don't look good at all. We didn't dominate Fresno State. And in Texas, it just looked like we shouldn't even have been on the field with them. We couldn't get a first down. And whether it's the play calling or, we just need time to gel, we don't have time. USC is coming in 2 weeks. And I don't know if you've paid attention to USC, but that defense is not soft as Charmin like it was last year. And USC has got not a Texas offense, but their Texas Light. The Texas Light. And the same thing could happen if our offense can't do better than what they've been doing. Now, like I said, on the last video, I touched about it. I touched about how coming from the Michigan camp, spring game, after the spring game, summer, going into the fall, they made it sound like there was a real legit quarterback competition between Alex Orji and Davis Warren. But it seems like that was the furthest thing from the truth. Because if it was that close, I would think Alex would get a little more playing time than just one play, go to the bench. one play, go back to the bench. I mean, there has to be something. And it's like the offense was set up for Alex Orji to be the starter. But it was like they got into camp and I don't know what they saw, but it was like it looks to where Davis Warren, I guess, won the job, but the offense isn't set up. It should be an RPO offense. There's no RPOs. You know what I'm saying? Like you're replacing linemen and they need cohesiveness. You got everybody when they do play us is loading up the box. So they're taking away our first option, which is to run the ball. And off that, if we can't run the ball, we need to be able to throw the ball. And Davis Warren is not that guy. He's not that guy. You know? We can't even see what our receivers are because he's not throwing the ball 10 yards down the field. And if he does, it's way overthrown or just thrown out of bounds. We're throwing 5-yard outs, 5-yard digs, 5-yard slants, 7-yard crosses. Like this seems like the offense that was implemented when Cade McNamara was playing. I mean, he threw a downfield pass every now and then, but in that offense, that worked because we were running the ball. We were running the ball. So those 5 and 7-yard outs and 7-yard slants, those would turn into be 25-yard plays. But right now, that's not what we have. And it seems like if you give Alex Orji a chance, he adds to the running game because if you put an athletic running quarterback in, it automatically helps the running game. It doesn't make it worse. It helps. You actually get another blocker, whether that be Donovan Edwards or Khalil Mullings or whoever's in there. You bring another tight end in the game. If you're running a quarterback sweep or quarterback run, you have another blocker there to help with the extra man in the box, which is probably the safety. And then you can run RPO because everybody right now, the blueprint is there. The blueprint is there to beat Michigan. It's to load the box, and make Michigan beat you on the outside one-on-one. And you should take that. You should take that. Alex Orji can't be that bad to where he can't throw a slant or an end or a fade or just a flat out go route one-on-one with somebody. Give our receivers a chance to do something. I mean, Colston Loveland is probably the best tight end in the country, but he's not really getting anything over 10 yards to make it an explosive play. Donovan Edwards. We can't get the running game going. So why don't you put him in the slot? How about some quick outs to him? Some things have got to change. I brought this up along with the Alex origin. We need to see what we got with Alex. We really do. Because if it was that close if it was a quarterback competition, like you said, he's got to be competent. And if you're not going to play him against who we have, Arkansas State, if you're not going to play him against them, you're not going to play him. So if I was him, why would you even stay? The demeanor probably drops, because there are people who are rooting for Alex Orji on that team. Believe you me, there are Alex Orji guys on that team. And when you're struggling on offense, the best way to try to get something, man, is to put in somebody who can make plays. Because that gets the wide receivers. If I was a wide receiver, I'd be happy. Oh, man, Alex is coming in. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He could, create more time. Um, he just become a playmaker and then get the ball to me. Because that's not what Davis Warren is, man. Davis Warren is, he's going to look at his first read. And if his read ain't there, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. And he's doing what the coaches ask of him. I think this is on the coaches just as much. We need a couple more weeks to start gelling as far as the running game. But you have to do something to help the linemen. You have to get people out of the box. It is crazy to think with 5 new linemen that you can run into a loaded box and move people out the way. You cannot do that. But we consistently see this every week. So far, the first 2 weeks. I know we have an Alex Orji package. You got to put Alex in. I don't know if you start him. You're probably not going to do that. So, man, you got to give him series, man. You got to give him quarters. Because if not, when USC comes to town, man, it's going to look like Texas. It is. If our offense can't move the ball, it's going to look like Texas. And that game, as far as a gimme, doesn't seem like a gimme anymore. It does not seem like a gimme anymore. Donovan Edwards, maybe you need to move Donovan to the slot because Donovan Edwards is a great football player. But is he a great running back? Does he have the necessary tools to be a great running back? Or is he just somebody who's explosive and he's a playmaker every now and then? Because I'm beginning to think that he's a great football player. If you bring Alex Orji in and put Donovan Edwards in the slot and bring in somebody who I think looks very good, he looks like he's the next guy back there, and that's Benjamin Hall. He only got 3 carries. It was only 14, 15 yards. But it's just basically he looked different. In the 3 carries, he looked different. His vision was there. His jump, I saw him do a jump cut. I haven't saw Donovan Edwards do a jump cut in 2.5 years. Donovan is a straight line runner. He gets the ball and he runs into the line. If there's a hole to the right or to the left, he'll eventually move over there. Or if he's forced over there, he'll go over there and he does what he can afterwards. Benjamin Hall, Blake Corum, you got running backs, man. Yeah, they have that vision. They see that hole and they make that jump cut into the hole. And then they go from there. Sometimes you got to make wild adjustments to get expectations, the results for the expectations that we're looking for. Put Donovan in the slot. He's a great receiver. Bring in Benjamin Hall, bring in Alex Orji, and see what that can do. See how that looks. Help that offensive line out. Because, guys, it's looking like 4 or 5 losses this year. It's looking like 4 or 5 losses this year. Offensively. Those are some things I think that needs to be taken into consideration. And then the play calling. Look, man, you can't keep running the ball straight up the middle. There has to be some kind of creativeness in us running the ball. This is not the Michigan team from the last 2 years. This team, as of right now, cannot line up and just mull you over. So you have to be creative in running, whether it's reverses, whether it's counters, whether it's flea flickers, whether I don't know what you can do, but you have to be more creative. That's why you guys get paid the big bucks. When you run Donovan Edwards, run him outside the tackles, run him around the end, put him in a reverse. Stop running Donovan Edwards in between the tackles. Let Khalil Mullins do that. Let Benjamin Hall do that. Put these guys in the best. Your job as a coach is to put these guys in the best position so that they can win. And when it comes to some of these players, you're not doing that. You're not doing that with Donovan Edwards. You're not doing that with Davis Warren. You're not doing that with any of our wide receivers. You don't have no faith in the wide receivers at all. That's how it looks like to me. It looks like the coaching staff has none at all. You don't have. How can you guys not trust the wide receivers? How? You have no trust, no faith in these guys. Something has to change. Arkansas State, this is the time for you guys to try something different. Because we've seen 2 games. We've seen a okay team. We've seen an elite team. We did nothing against the elite team, and we barely got past the okay team. The blueprint is out. The blueprint is out. Don't attack Will Johnson because Texas left Will Johnson alone. If you have a seasoned quarterback back there that cannot be rattled by the pressure that Michigan, the D line is going to put on them, and if they can just sustain drives and get a couple of points, couple of touchdowns, we are in trouble because we can't move the ball. So, Wolverine fans, where you at? Where you at with that? Excuse me. Where you at with that? Defensively, I can't harbor too much on the defense because the defense was continuously out there a lot because our offense couldn't get a first down. But let's be fair. The defense did have chances to get off the field. They played great. A lot of possessions on first and second down, and then kept giving up third down after third down after third down after third down. I think at one point in the game, Texas was 7 for 9, 8 for 10 on third downs. What's going on? What is going on? Coach Martindale, what's going on? 8 for 10? You got to help yourself. You're already handicapped because you have an offense that can't get a first down. And there's a lot of 3 and outs. So you're already going to be on the field a lot. Help yourself out by getting off the field when you have some third downs. Help yourself. I still like the defense. I still think the defense is going to do a great job and it's going to keep us in a lot of games. But guys, man, if they don't do something with this offense, this looks terrible. This offense looks terrible. If I was Alex Orji and I didn't play this very next game, I'd enter the transfer portal. Because next year you're probably looking at Jaden Davis anyway. And if Davis Warren already beat you out, I believe both of you guys have another year left. So it, I just flat out, and like I don't know anything. I haven't heard anything about him wanting to leave or nothing. But if I was his dad, I'd be like, hey, if you don't play this game, you're not going to play. Don't waste any more time. Enter the transfer portal, find another place, get the playbook down where you know you have a chance to play, and go play. This is one thing this is one thing that is good about the transfer portal. Because I don't think Alex is getting a fair shake at all. It'd be different if I was talking like this, but Davis Warren looked it good. And it's once again, it's not all Davis because he's doing what the coaches are asking of him, I think, but he is missing reads. He is missing reads, and he's not accurate like he should be. I mean, there was a couple throws where he was getting his guy destroyed when they caught the ball. And there was a couple more to where it was inaccurate, but if it would have been accurate, he'd have got his head taken off. That was the difference when we had J.J. McCarthy. He can make a play. He's a 5-star quarterback. He can make a play. 4 and 5-star players make plays. It's no sense for me to talk about how guys like Cam Ward, guys like Kyle McCord, yes, Kyle McCord was in the transfer portal, and if we have quarterbacks that look like this, didn't get a call. Say what you want about Kyle McCord. As you can see, it just wasn't the Ohio State offense or the wide receivers. He's got pretty good stats right now at Syracuse in his first 2 games. And I think he would have looked very good in this offense here. We'd have been way more dynamic. Cam Ward is here. We look way more dynamic. We look better. We can't even take advantage of the players we have because we're anemic in the passing game. Something has got to change. You got to give Alex Orji a shot. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, you got to go back to Davis Warren, and then you got to make something happen with Davis Warren. You got to make something happen. But let's be fair to Alex, because what was it? With 4 minutes left to go in the game, 6 points, 3 turnovers. How much worse can it be? How much worse can it be? 6 points, 3 turnovers, 4 or 5 minutes left to go in the game. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm not trying to bash on anybody. I understand that these are young kids, man. But when you're at a level like we are, you can't, Michigan fans, man, y'all can't fall back into that. Oh, well, it's only been a couple weeks, and at least we won last year, and it's okay. It's not. It's not okay. It's not. It's not. It is not okay. This is not Maryland. Okay? This is not Virginia. Okay? This is not Missouri. It's not okay. We should have a quarterback every year. Every year, we should have a competent quarterback who's above average. It's not okay, man. You guys got to get out of that mindset to where it's okay to be average. It's not. because it's not okay at Ohio State. You say you want to be with the big boys. This is not okay. Kyle McCord put up great numbers, and he's doing it again, and they ran him out. Ran him out at Ohio State. It's not okay there. It's not okay at Georgia. It's not okay at Alabama. It's not okay at Oregon. But you want to be up there. Well, let's start acting like it, man. Stop just accepting things. This is unacceptable. It's unacceptable, man. It's crazy to have to watch this when the reports we were getting out of camp was these guys are competing and they both look good. Alex looked good in the spring game. Why can't he play? Why can't he come in and throw a pass? Why? He looked good then. It just doesn't make sense, man. It don't make sense. I love my team, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm always trying to be honest with you. Offense looks terrible. Terrible. And I don't want to hear this. It's only 2 games. It's only, you know what? Terrible. And all these upsets that we have so far this year and these close games we have, all right, okay. Arkansas, they 2-0. 2-0. Let them come in here and let this be a close game this weekend. Then what? So, that's just me saying how I feel. Just getting it off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Just being a fan right now. But I really think they really need to evaluate the backfield. See what you got in Alex. Man, move Donovan in the slot. Bring Ben Hall in there. Let's see how much more dynamic we can be with a dynamic quarterback. I don't even know if he can throw better than Davis Warren. I don't know. He doesn't have to throw better. He doesn't have to throw better. Because there's been some quarterbacks that have been very successful in college football that couldn't throw a lick. And you know who I'm about to say. Tim Tebow couldn't throw at all. Couldn't throw at all. But there was a scheme, and he was developed in that scheme to where he was dangerous. He was. Couldn't throw a lick. So, all right. I thank you guys for joining me. Once again, it's the Ox Sports Podcast. If you like what you heard, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification button, so you can be notified whenever I drop something new. Until then, next time, God bless. Appreciate y'all.